certified. Go ahead. Would you call the roll, please, ma'am?
Chairman Tamaez.
I'm here.
Board Member Beaver.
Here.
Board Member Hilliard, absent. Board Member Rowe.
Here.
Board Member Sorrell.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk about the minutes from our January 6, 2022 meeting. Does anybody have any commentary pertaining to those minutes or a motion to approve or disapprove?
I'll move to approve the minutes from the January 6th board meeting.
Is there a second to that?
A second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Let's take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Minutes are approved. We're going to swear in witnesses. If you would, if you're going to speak for, against, or make any comment whatsoever concerning any of the items that are on our agenda for public hearing today, would you please stand, raise your right hand, and be sworn?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will be providing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay. I see that we have two items on the agenda and only one lady sitting in the audience. Are you with the second item? Yes. Stonewall. Okay, that's what I figured. We do not have an applicant for the first item. Why don't we take the second item out of order first, and if the applicant shows up, which he may have just done, but may not have, then we'll pick that up. Okay, so let's take the second item first. We're calling for hearing file PZ 2022-19. It's a consideration of variance to the required front yard setback to be reduced from 20 feet to 10 feet 11 inches at 2405 Tulane Street. Could we have the staff report on that issue, please?
Yes.
Let her know about the 4 board.
Oh, I repeat this. You've heard this before. We only have 4 of us. You can delay if you want because you need 4 affirmative votes for a grant. Do you want to delay or do you want to go forward? Okay, that's what I figured. Thank you.
Okay.
Having seen her before, I figured that was probably the answer. But, okay, let's rock and roll.
Ashley Clark with Stonewater Incorporated is requesting a variance to the required front yard setback for the property located at 2405 Tulane. The property is zoned GCMD, General Commercial Multiple Family Dwelling District, and therefore requires a 20-foot building setback from the front property line for all structures. The applicant is requesting the front yard setback to be reduced from 20 feet to 10 foot and 11 inches. 10 feet and 11 inches. The applicant claims this lot is exceptionally smaller than the average GCMD lot and also oddly shaped. Stonewater Incorporated is a company based in Galveston, Texas. They have participated in the General Land Office disaster recovery program to facilitate building structurally sound homes and mitigate future flooding hazards for citizens' homes that have been affected by natural disasters. We received 0 letters in favor and 0 in opposition. So looking at the screens, you can see Lampasas Street is going right here. This right here, because it's shaded, it is a private street. Tulane does have the right-of-way. It is not improved yet, but this property does have access to Lampasas on the public side. This is the site plan. So on this side, this is where they're asking for the 10 feet and 11 inch setback to be for that reduction. This is the site. It is, so as you could tell from the previous slide, it is an odd shape, so it was tough to get a proper picture of the lot, but this is the existing home that is there now. And we do have the applicant here.
Okay, back up one, please.
Okay.
Look at CVD porch or proch or whatever that's supposed to be. And I see 10 feet 11 inches and 15/16 of an inch. But at the right corner on the other side of the steps down, that looks like it may be even closer to the line.
Right here.
No, ma'am.
Up
Up at the top.
Right there.
There's no. That's because that's a private road. Look where the 10 feet 11 inches is.
Sorry, it's a little
top left corner of the building,
Right here.
right there, okay? Move across the porch to the other side.
Yeah,
Oh.
right here.
He's saying
No.
the porch corner.
The porch corner, down from there to
Right
the
there.
porch, right there. Isn't that closer to the property line than the corner that you are working with, that you measured from?
Let me look at a larger site plan. Sorry, it's a little blurry from mine.
I think it would be, there may need to be a clarification on that dimension.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about that dimension, whether it's 10 feet 11 inches or something shorter than 10 feet 11 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's something shorter than 10 feet 11 inches, what does that do to our situation here today?
Yes, sir.
Or can we amend? Or do we have to roll to another, consulting with our attorney? Can this request be amended on the fly?
No.
I didn't think so.
And that because it requires notice to any surrounding, because even though we didn't receive any opposition as it was currently posted, they may have some opposition.
If it's 2 feet shorter or
If
foot
it's
and a
2
half
feet-
shorter?
I mean, maybe, possibly not, but
Okay,
notice is
that's what I was
required.
afraid of. But let's make sure that that's, now that I've looked at this, let's make sure that that's right, because I don't want you to get in a situation where we've granted something, but it still doesn't fit the situation.
Right.
You see what we're talking about? Okay. Can you tell us whether or not you need to back off and roll this to the next meeting?
It does look a little closer. I don't have that.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
can you go ahead and
why
approach
don't you
and
come up
do the
and
whole
talk
spill?
to us, identify yourself by name, tell us your relationship to the property, and then tell us your position, whether you want to proceed or amend and come back.
My name is Jennifer on behalf of Stonewater.
Jennifer what?
Foreman.
Okay,
I'm here on behalf of Ashley Clark, the applicant.
okay.
I do believe that porch, it is going to be a bit shorter of a length between that front property line and that corner. Oh, this is all, yeah, sorry. Okay.
It should be right. Yep.
Do you need me to repeat that?
No, that's okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
So if we do need to wait to make sure nobody opposes, I move that we may need to push this off until we can
Yeah,
get that
I don't want to
confirmed.
put something through that's defective and have it bite you later.
Right, understood.
Okay, and I'm sorry that worked out the way it did.
Mhm.
Hopefully you can just amend and come back.
Yeah, we'll get
Okay.
on that immediately.
Okay.
Can I ask Demi a question?
Yeah, yeah,
Before
well,
we
let's
vote
go
on
ahead
this?
and do this. And if we can, we'll take notice of what's said in this meeting in the next one when we come back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Demi, and Chairman mentioned that Lampasas being a private street, so that 20-foot setback line on there, why are we not asking for variance on that?
20-foot on.
I mean, whoever drew this little site plan showed a 20-foot setback line along the street too, and that may not be correct.
Oh, like, I'm sorry, just to make sure that I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, this street setback right here, what is it supposed to be?
so this one, it was abutting a side. No, it was abutting a rear, so it should be
That's
10
the
feet.
side, 'cause this is the front, if this is the front of the house?
But then, well, yes, it's a side,
Yeah.
but it should be 10 feet
Okay,
because this rear
yeah,
property was exterior corner. It's abutting a rear property line, so it should be 10 feet in that
okay,
zoning.
okay, so the house is setting, okay.
So it looks like it's set in 10 feet, but it's close, but it looks like it is.
Right. And
To
then
me, it does, anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, I just wanna make sure, because of the 20-foot building setback line that's shown in that
Yeah.
site plan.
Unless,
Is that correct or
now,
not?
there may be, back up a second, there may not be 10 feet. If you look down the run where you've got the box with the horizontal line in it, is that another covered porch that's 5 feet in?
So they actually got their reasonable accommodation signed by the director for the encroachment into that side because it is an ADA ramp.
Okay. All right, good enough then. We won't worry about that. All right, so we've got one point of amendment that you'll have, and it goes from that, if you're facing the building front left corner of the porch to the front property line.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Anything else that we need to do with this before we, why don't we table this until next time pending an amendment? And then we'll come back, we'll reopen it as amended if we can, okay?
Okay.
All right. We good? Everybody agree? Okay, that was my motion. We got consensus vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's pick back up and ask if there's anyone here who is a proponent of file PZ 2022-18, request for a variance to reduce the perimeter landscape buffer and eliminate required trees on the rear property line at 4797 Magnolia Avenue. Is there anybody here as a proponent for that?
Mr. Shajari is here.
Okay. Okay.
I said that would be you, we need to swear you in as a witness.
Oh, okay. I'm just the agent,
Are you gonna speak on this item?
unless the questions.
So if there's no one to speak on this item, then they don't typically vote on it. So did you wanna speak on the item?
No.
Then
Okay.
y'all.
Does he understand we're
Okay,
talking about
now
his
here's,
item?
okay, here, why don't, stand. We're not, you haven't been sworn. This is just a matter for your information, please.
Yes.
Tell us who you are, please.
Charles Shajari, I'm representing Mr. Naeem, and what we are doing.
Okay, I'm not asking you to give me what you're doing. All I'm asking you at this point, because you've not been sworn, this is a quasi judicial proceeding. It's an evidentiary hearing. Okay? You bear the burden of proof to prove that you meet the required elements of the grant of the variance, that the variance is not contrary to public interest, that the literal enforcement would result in unnecessary hardship, and unnecessary hardship being that hardship not result from the applicant or owner's actions, and that granting the variance by the spirit of the ordinance will be observed and substantial justice will be done. You bear the burden of proving those things. If there's no evidence to prove that, we can't grant the variance. Do you understand?
Okay, if you look at the parking, can I make?
No, ma'am. No, sir. You may not. All I ask is, I want you to be informed that you bear the burden of proving these items. If you're going to prove these items, you have to be sworn as a witness and you have to testify to them and provide sworn testimony that is evidence before our group upon which we can base a decision. We're not going to base our decision on the staff report or documents that you've submitted. We are a body that hears requests as if we were a court. And we require that you bear the burden of proving that you're entitled to the variance or that someone's entitled to the variance. And if the person who's entitled to the variance is not coming here and providing evidence that they're entitled to the variance, we can't grant the variance. We don't do these things just as a matter of automatic. Okay?
May I talk?
Yes, sir. But realize whatever you say right now is not evidence, and we're not going to consider that in making our decision.
Okay, so the next door, last month, they just got theirs, the setback. This is exactly next door property, right?
No, sir. The people that
We just need to swear. it in.
Chairman,
okay,
if I may.
Mr. Sajari,
Yes.
it doesn't matter what happened to somebody else. This is an application that is for this piece of property.
Right.
Either you'll be sworn and you'll give evidence, or someone will come in and be sworn and give evidence, or we will either table this or we'll deny it because we cannot grant it.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I offer assistance?
Go ahead.
Mr. Gerard, you're here on behalf of the applicant, correct?
Yes.
And so you're here to speak on this item. So I'm gonna ask Ms. Catherine to swear you in so that you can address the board. Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mrs. Gerari, Ms. Demi is going to do the staff report, and then at that point, the board is going to ask you to provide any testimony or any other explanation
Okay.
that may be required for them to make their
All right.
decision. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Charles Shajari is in the design phase for a new convenience store to be located at 4797 Magnolia. He is requesting a variance to...
Wait, before you do that though, you need to understand, Mr. Shujar, one other thing that we said to the lady who was here before, but you weren't here, you walked into the room after that. We are only sitting as 4 people, okay? And the 4 of us must be unanimous in agreement to grant this in order to get, for this variance to be granted. If any of us dissent from that, the variance will not be granted, okay? We do not have other members here. Normally, we would have 5, and you would need 4 out of 5. Today, you need 4 out of 4, okay? If you do not want to have this heard today and wait and see if we can get 5 people here so that you can lose 1 vote, then you're welcome to do that. And in fairness, I should tell you that I voted against granting the variance for the property that was adjacent to this property, the one that you addressed earlier. Okay? Okay. So you have the option. You can go forward today, or you can wait until another time if you want to.
I think we can wait another time, if it's possible.
Okay. If you want to do that, that would probably be okay. Then what we'll do is we'll table this for today. And if we get more people here the next time around, you'll be set on the docket for next month. Okay? Okay. Is there any more business that needs to come to us today? And hearing none and seeing no more people in the room, let's adjourn.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Since I was in, so since I wasn't,
Let's wait till the video is done and the meeting is over.
sure.